Now that was a long run back. I just realised I was going completely the wrong way. My rubbish sense of direction. Just a bloody nightmare. This is the Hyson Trail again, Trizona Circuit. I don't know if I'll do it all, I'll just have a look. There is a gum tree with hairy armpits. The trail just kind of disappears, and then there's animal trails. It's hard to know which one I should be on. So I'm going to walk in the dry riverbed. I just wanted to see down here if there was a water hole. So I think this is a point of geological interest since it's from a different period. It's fascinating.
I was unable to find any information on this Brachina Geological Trail, anything that was in layman's terms anyway. All I could find was papers and a very complex brochure on its formation.
I'm making my way back. Now, you might look at me and think, she's so foolish going off into the bush or the outback or wherever, not really knowing where she's going, no map. And you'd be absolutely right, because the whole time I'm walking back, I'm scared. I'm thinking, am I going to find Madge? So that's another bit of the Hyson Trail I've done.
It's fantastic they've gone to all this trouble to provide this information, but I hadn't a clue where I was supposed to be looking or what I was looking at. I believe that the Brachina Gorge is the only place in the southern hemisphere that a distinction between the Cryogenian period and the Ediacaran period is visible in the rock formations. The Cryogenian period, when we were a snowball Earth, an ice age, and then 635 million years ago, switching to the Ediacaran period, where it was a greenhouse Earth condition and the dawn of life on Earth itself.
That's the bird I was trying to film yesterday. It's very pretty. It's just saying here that there is a permanent water spring known by the animals, and I would at a guess say known by the indigenous. So it's good to hear there is a permanent source of water for all the animals around here. That was another bit of the Hyson Trail walked as well. I'm really pleased about that. Anyway, let's get on with my journey. Now, one thing I haven't talked about is that we have the Hyson Trail going all the way from Cape Jarvis. Now that's for hikers. Starting in Adelaide, nearly along the same route, but not quite, is for cyclists, the Mawson Trail. And here, the Mawson Trail is crossing the Flinders Ranges. So again, when I retire, it is something I would love to do. I haven't got time to keep stopping, but here it says stromatolites, and even I know that stromatolites are the oldest life form on Earth. So where are the stromatolites? Are there some here? Okay, so it says in front of me are towers of stone, but I'm not sure which way in front of me.
Again, I didn't understand the information board. I couldn't quite identify what were the stromatolites, but I'm thinking it might be these mounds here. Now they look more like rocks. I'd driven on the gravel roads, most of which were heavily corrugated, for over 80 kilometres. I was so happy to be back on the sealed road. I saw this signpost pointing to a Great Wall of China, so I took a detour onto the gravel road for some way until I was level with this rock formation. I didn't continue. I think you can drive around the back and perhaps up the feature, but I think I saw everything that there was to see.
So there's no fuel station here. North Blinman Hotel. Let's go in and have a look.
There were so many interesting photos here. A lot were of the ex-landlords and landladies over the last 100 years or so, and some other interesting ones just of vans and cars and camels and horses. It was very interesting.
Those poor donkeys. So I asked if there was a memorial to the end of the Hyson Trail, and the lady said not here. It doesn't actually end here. It's 15 k's down the dirt road to Parachilna. I don't think I want to do that road. I'm not sure. Possibly I won't, but the Mawson Trail ends here, but there's no specific memorial or terminus of the track, which is a shame, isn't it? You think they'd build something since as it brings in business. Anyway, I'm going to have some lunch here. I'm going to have fish and chips and a cup of tea. I had a very nice lunch in Blinman at the hotel. It was really good. Enjoyed it. Now I'm just going to start making my way home, and I've got to go back the way I came. There is no other way unless I go on dirt roads for a couple of 100 kilometres, which I would do if I had loads of money. This is the Blinman Historic Cemetery. 1912, 1868. Here's a family plot that hopes. 1888, 22 years old. Reverend Millington, 1898. Minor, age 9 months in 1872. The father died in 1885. Okay, so that was a quick look around the Blinman cemetery, and now I must start making my way east. Oh, I can see an emu. Damn, it seems to distract me all the time. The Hyson Trail was named after a guy called Hans Hyson. I think he was a Sir Hans Hyson, and he was an artist, and he loved the Flinders Ranges, and in his words he found that out here it was the bones of nature laid bare. I stopped off for fuel in Hawker again. I stopped on my way and the lady remembered me. She was so helpful on my way, and she was helpful again. She just knows which roads are surfaced, which ones aren't, best way to go. So big shout out to the lady at the BP Roadhouse in Hawker. This is Hawker. There's just loads of these big shaded verges all the way through it, and they're overlooked by mountains and hills. Anyway, I stopped to sort a few things out, sort out my route home on Google Maps, made a cup of tea and a cup of tea for the journey, because I need to drive for quite some time today. I can't just do 3 or 4 hours.
Heading southeast, once I'd cleared the scenic views of the Flinders Ranges, there was mile after mile after mile of scrubland and farmland, with the odd township to break it up.
7:20 in the evening, and I've been going for perhaps, I don't know, 300 or 400 kilometres, and I've come across another bloody quarantine thing. So it's not even when you cross state lines, it's even regions within states. So I've just had to eat my banana, and I've made some cereal, and I'm using my blueberries up. On here is listing everything you can't have. Basically bugger all. So I'm eating my blueberries right now. I was hoping to get to Lake Benanee, but that's another 400 kilometres away, so I wouldn't get there till midnight. So not sure where I'm going to stop. I better have a look now. I've been maintaining a good speed along the last couple of 100 kilometres, and I think I've had a tailwind as well, so it's helped. Hi, so it's 9:10 and I'm tired, so I've dived into a campsite by Lake Bonney. All looks very pretty. It's a great campsite actually. I'm just getting the afterglow of the sunset, and I'm about an hour from the New South Wales border, so I should get home tomorrow. I'm actually slightly regretting leaving the Flinders Ranges. I should have stayed for another day and done some more things, but anyway, it's too late now. Cheers and good morning to you. Didn't I just choose the random campsite well last night by total accident? I hadn't a clue how beautiful it was here. Right now the toilet here is at the entrance, so what I'm going to do is drink a coffee quickly and then get going. I didn't realise, but it's another 850 kilometres to home. I was driving all day yesterday, so I'm a little surprised at that. I thought it was about 500, so a little disappointed. I might have to stop again tonight. So this is Lake Bonney, and it's fed off the Murray River. There's a few lakes here. This is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Look at the camping. I mean, how fantastic. Lake Hume has nothing like this. Look at it. Camping all along the lake. And just this one road, well maintained. The couple next door have got paddle boards. The couple further up have got kayaks. So I've driven along the shoreline to the toilet. Now there is only one cubicle, and that's there, a lady's in it. It's quite clean, quite nice. What a wonderful place. So that's another $100 on fuel. I think so far I've spent around $400 to $500 on fuel. Do I feel guilty about polluting the atmosphere? Yes. Is there any other option? Sitting on the sofa. And if everyone did nothing, like in COVID, the air would be cleaner. But what's the point in existing like that? Anyway, let's go and pay for it.
As I drove by the town of Renmark, I got some beautiful views of the Murray River Valley. It looks like it's somewhere I should visit one day. Along all these roads for hundreds of kilometres are fruit growing areas and vineyards. In the direction I was going, there was no restriction on fruit. Going from South Australia into Victoria, I stopped at Aldi to buy some fruit and then thought, hang on, I'm going into New South Wales soon, so I won't buy any, so I don't get that confiscated. At Mildura, I crossed the Murray River and crossed state lines again from Victoria into New South Wales.
Temperature 33 degrees with a light to 0 wind. I've learnt that there's a lock on my door and I must put it on when I open it and leave it open so it can't slam shut. I'm going to jump in the car now and try and get a bit of sleep. Damn, I let her fly in, little buggers. Yeah, try and have a bit of a nap, and then we've got 500 kilometres home. I'll probably have to stop again and have another nap because I'm an old lady. Hi, I managed to get a bit of sleep. It's about 3:30 now. So I'm going to make a cup of tea, drink that slowly, make a cup of tea for the onward journey home, and then I'll get going. Let's go and have a quick look at this giant aloe vera over here. I think it's the biggest, healthiest one I've ever seen. And look at the flowers. The cockatoos aren't happy that I come over here. Some lovely shade under those trees. Well, and this one, it's just a smaller tree. I've been looking up these trees. I've got a little bit of signal, and it says these are South American pepper trees and that they're invasive here. They were brought as ornamental for gardens, and they've spread to coastal areas and particularly sand dunes, and this is sand. But they are not only beautiful, they're giving so much shade. Not just for humans but for animals too. I'm just going to set off from Lake Benanee and I'm heading home, so 5 hours, so I should be home by 10 o'clock at night if I don't stop too often. I'm hoping I can get some fuel though. I'm slightly worried where I'm going to get some fuel. I haven't seen any on the way recently. Anyway, let's get moving. So for those that watched my bike packing video or my trip to Broken Hill, you'll know I'm fascinated by this man-made Montwela Canal. Shit, just trod in a load of ants. The water is drawn from the Murray and its tributaries. So I'll be driving along the Montwela Canal. It'll be on my left and then my right. It crosses the road for quite some time now, probably for another 100 kilometres. And I absolutely love it. At this lock, there's 5 gates, I believe, and there's only 2 and a little bit open. You can imagine how much more flow there is when all 5 are open. So that stretched my legs a bit. Now I've got 250 kilometres to get home.
I arrived home just after 10 o'clock at night. I was so relieved that I didn't hit any animals after driving an hour and a half in the dark, because kangaroo strikes are a big problem here. Unfortunately, I'd created myself the perfect storm, hiking and cycling and surfing in near 40 degrees for 10 days had run me down, hence me being so tired, and a little virus struck me, a COVID-like virus, and I did nothing for the rest of my holiday from work. But no matter, I'd had a wonderful 2 weeks away.